Just different.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on? What's going on? Your man Wildcard Mar back in the building. It's another episode of IOW Sports 370, but we're going to start doing the things a little different on Mondays. Some of the fellas got different obligations. They can't be here. So I was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and get this collaboration started. It's been a collaboration in the making that needed to happen a long time ago. So we finally made it, joining the team. Collaboration of IOW Sports Network and Tony the Savant. Had to bring in my Brody. He's going to be here with us every Monday. Everybody, Tony the Savant. What's up, bro?
Yo. What's good, big bro?
What's good? What's good?
Man, you said it, man. This is the LeBron and D-Wade people been waiting on. You give them the alley-oop. The little pose. Let's work.
As always, always a great time. So, Tony the Savant, he's still going to have his YouTube channel. IOW Sports Network is still going to have ours. We still are separate entities, but collaboration that needs to happen. It's going to happen right here, right now, every Mondays. So I know that the backdrop looks different, the logo looks different, but please believe it's still the same IOW Sports show. I just wanted to make my brother feel special because he's part of this. That's all.
Definitely appreciate that, big bro. For real.
So before we get into all the other shenanigans we need to talk about, obviously we're going to talk about, we're going to recap week 4 NFL action, week 5 NCAA action. And we'll talk about, of course, we got doubleheader Monday Night Football. But I got to talk to you about this, bro. Because obviously, it's only a few people that keep their eyeballs glued into WNBA, like IOW Sports, Tony the Savant, Man Down, all the people over there, Sports Team, Dominique. There's only a few people that I know that actually, my people, D-Man K, only a few people I know in this whole podcast circle that actually watch WNBA. Mm-hmm. So I know you've been hearing me talk about it, but dog, what's up with WNBA's marketing, bro? Why the hell they keep putting these damn playoff games on Sundays, bro?
Bruh, and you know what? I feel horrible because I've been meaning to keep tabs. I was able to enjoy the Aces and the Liberty, but big bro, do you believe? Because the Connecticut Sun and the Lynx, they came on right in between the afternoon games and Sunday Night Football. They started the game. Yeah, you over here scrambling doing your fantasy football stuff, man. I look up, it's the end of the fourth. Well, it was about the middle of the fourth quarter. And it was a good game. It ended pretty good. But I'm like, why are y'all keep it on Monday right now? Or even Tuesday, when you got an open day. But I don't know, man. The WNBA marketing, you know what we say about them. Everybody in that office should be pink slipped immediately.
Fired. Because, bro, I said the same thing. I'm like, what is going on? Because, don't get me wrong. I love your product. I love what you're doing. But I think you could be doing so much more for the ladies. You could be doing so much more on their behalf to represent them and get them out to the masses, get them out to, try to make these people who aren't just Clarkians and actually pay attention to the product. But you're shooting, I think they're shooting themselves in the foot, bro. I really think they are. I think they're doing a huge injustice to their content and the ladies, bro. What you think?
Even the NBA is smart enough. They do NBA Sundays after the football season is concluded, or around, January, February, when the football season is starting to slow down. Mm-hmm. I don't know who's running the show for the WNBA. I think they, quiet as kept. They are a subsidiary to the NBA, so they're going to get theirs anyway, anyhow. As long as the NBA is making money, the WNBA is making money, which I'm trying to explain to the Clarkians now, whether you fools watch or not. Caitlin Clark will still have a job. Angel Reese still going to have a job. So But yeah, man, as far as who's making the decisions, I would never, even me, bro, I don't go live on those Sundays in the afternoon because I'm smart enough to know everybody tapped and tuned in. You know, I might do a quick one to recap a game, but come on, man, you gotta be smarter than the situation you're dealing with.
No doubt. Hey, that's the thing is like time slot, time appropriateness. I guess you know you got to make sure that if you want to maximize on your product being seen. I just think there's certain time slots you just got to stay the hell away from. And right now, NFL is 4 weeks in, and there's no way. Like I haven't seen the numbers yet, but I can't imagine that they're as good as they can be compared to what they were in the regular season. I mean, I know they already released some numbers. WNBA did, of course. They already released some numbers on how the increase of attendance, viewership, everything went up, jersey sales and all that hoopla went up. And of course, ESPN being ESPN, they definitely had to make sure that they mentioned that Caitlin Clark was a part of those top 3 sales numbers. So
They got to.
Hey, yeah, they got to. I'm not mad at it. I just think that the talk around Caitlin, which so this is why I give Caitlin Clark props. She finally came out and said, yo, stop using my name for y'all propaganda. Y'all use it. She finally came out and said something. It took her a while.
Yeah, long enough. And, respectfully to her, I'm proud of her for doing it because I don't want to make this a LeBron thing, but LeBron ain't never checked the LeBron James community. He's never checked them. So it's like the fact of the matter that her, and especially at 22, 23, however old she is, she's dealing with a lot of weight on her shoulders. So she shouldn't have to take any time out of her day to address these grown, stinky adults out here acting nasty on the net. But the point of the matter, she knew that her voice, could impact some things. And I'm gonna be honest, big bro, I've seen a nice decrease in I call them the Karen Clarks, the Karen and Darren Clarks. I've seen a decrease on the nastiness, but some of them now they out here. I'm gonna boycott the WNBA playoffs. Toodles. We don't need you. We never asked for y'all to pull up in the first place. So
big facts. Big facts. Hey, big facts. Nobody asked y'all to come here with that negative talk, that negative hate, all that bullshit y'all coming with. Come on, man. Ain't nobody asked for that. Like, so I've always been in that thing. Like, two things can be done at the same time. You can appreciate Caitlin Clark, but you can also appreciate the product that was already there. I just think you can. I mean, he found a way to be objective. Like, don't get me wrong. When Caitlin Clark has a bad game, that's what I feel as part of being a content creator. I should point out. When she has a good game, I'll give her flowers. When she disappoints, I should be able to criticize. She shouldn't be different or set to a different set of standards to anybody else. Okay, when Angel Reese has a bad game, I point it out. When she has a good game, I give her flowers. I mean, I thought that was the part of being objective.
Well, it goes hand in hand with even I'm gonna use Caitlin Clark's words, big bro. It's fans and then it's trolls. Some of these people are literally around just to be nasty and because your favorite player or your favorite team don't win or don't whatever the case, don't give you a permission slip to start being cruel to the people that's around here that's dedicated to the game. And I just want to give the LeBron James fans they credit. LeBron James fans are a headache to deal with, but at least they keep it basketball. They don't go around. Most of them, anyway. Most of them. I was
about to say most of them, though.
Yeah, some of them NPCs out there, anyway. But for the most part, they are as annoying as they are as an overall fan base. I have never seen the kind of nastiness that I'm seeing from the Caitlin Clark trolls because we fans, all right? We're disrespectfully. We the fans. We the ones that's like, hey, she's gonna be something good, but she got some things to develop. But these trolls that's just living out their nasty, vicarious point of views through her. Yeah, toodles, man. That's the only thing I got for him. Toodles.
And I don't know if you saw this when she had said something about Kamala Harris, her own trolls started to turn on her quick. No.
yeah, and that's how you know they trolls, man. Because here's the thing: Steph Curry. I don't make it political, but Steph Curry aligned himself with Madame Vice President Harris. And I don't really necessarily agree with that, but at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and be, I hate Steph Curry all of a sudden. This is how these people operate, man. So
Yeah, man. It's just crazy, dog. It's just crazy. I mean, it's nuts. Hot take, Jake. What's happening, man? I should have clipped something because Nick was talking hella junk last week. He said, "Tell Jake it's going to be 30-9 Jets." He was right about 9 points. Somebody getting there. He wasn't right that it was going to be his team losing.
Yeah. Ugliest game of the year, man. I promise you. I think that Patriots Rams. Was it the Rams that made it to the Super Bowl when it was only like 13-3?
Yeah, like 13 to something. Yeah, it was oof.
That's the ugliest game I've ever seen in my life. But that Jets Broncos game was right there with them trying to take it.
It was pretty bad. That was pretty bad to watch. I don't even know how they got clips for a highlight game to put together on ESPN because there wasn't much you could really pull from that game. But anyway, we'll talk about a little NFL action in just a minute. I just had to grab your ear on that because obviously, we're true, real WNBA fans that appreciate the WNBA, has always appreciated the WNBA. And I don't know about you, and I'll let you speak on this in a second. It's just this year, I've seen some just nastiness and just rhetoric centered around the WNBA that I'd never seen before. I didn't care for. And to be honest, after like the first 2 weeks of the regular season, I was like, I turned all my like TV off. I just turned it off. I just like, let me watch the product. And I was sick of it by week 2. Like, I got tired of hearing about Caitlin Clark this, Caitlin Clark. She's the meal ticket. Look, as a real fan, I can admit that yes, he did bring in some money that the WNBA's never seen before. Some viewership and numbers did go up. That's fine. I can also appreciate that from Caitlin Clark. I can appreciate what Angel brought. I can appreciate what Cameron Brink brought before she got hurt. There's that whole rookie class as a whole. I could appreciate what they brought. But my thing is like, I've been a fan before Caitlin. I'm gonna be a fan during Caitlin. I'm gonna be a fan after Caitlin. And let's get one thing straight. Because here's an issue that the WNBA still has to fix. They still have to fix the pay scale. That's an issue that they have to fix. Let one of these European countries offer Caitlin a bag and some endorsements that she can't turn down. Are you Clarkians going to go with her? Because what if she goes Saudi Arabia? One of these Saudi companies asking her big money from playing Saudi. Are you going to follow? So my thing is like, dog, let's keep that same energy on all levels at all times. Be consistent. That's all. Be consistent. What you got to speak on it, big dog?
Hey, now you said enough right there, big bro. Honestly, it comes hand in hand with, if you've been watching the WNBA for the last 28 years, I'm sure like you've been, like I have, big bro. I remember the Cheryl Swoops era, the Rebecca Lobos, and we can move on to the Maya Moores, Candace Parkers. I remember all these ladies before they got into the league, and now that they're legends. It comes down to being a sport of the product. A fan of the product. And if you're a fan of the sport of basketball, that's how I even started watching the W. I was an NBA guy first, and then they all of a sudden introduced us to this WNBA stuff, and I was curious, and I loved it, and I've been glued to it ever since. But a lot of these people, man, and I don't think it's really a racial thing, because I was on Man Down. We was kind of discussing this because I see grown black men and black women doing the same kind of nastiness.
Exactly.
It just come down to people that probably ain't never played a sport in their life, let's be honest, and they hopping on the wave. Caitlin Clark is the new toy on the shelf. And I say about year 3, year 4, we ain't gonna hear from these folks again. They wasn't interested genuinely from the jump.
Man, that's strong words. I love that. I love that you brought up that it wasn't racial, because I never thought it was racial, because I've seen it from both sides. I've seen it from all types of colors, creeds, religions, sexual orientation, whatever. I've all seen them behave in some old miscreant way when it came to Caitlin Clark. So I don't think it had no actual true face. It just people who they were, in my opinion, hopped, like you said, hopped on the bandwagon, when she was in college in Iowa. Oh, look at a little Midwestern white girl. She's shooting like Steph Curry. I love her. But they don't still. They couldn't even tell you what a zone defense is. They couldn't tell you what hand checking was. They couldn't tell you what an ISO was. Couldn't tell you nothing. But they just saw. Yeah, go ahead.
You could. I asked this dude. I was actually having an exchange of dialogue. I'm like, hey, what Caitlin Clark averaged her freshman year in college? What was her numbers like then? You fools is just y'all listening to ESPN telling you what to say, and then you coming up against us real people that got knowledge. She averaged 12 points a game her freshman year, just by the way. So it's like, come on, man. If you wasn't here before she got famous, and it's almost like sometimes you got to talk how you got to talk to your woman. Like if you wasn't around when I was in the gym, don't come around when I blow up. And that's what y'all trying to do. Y'all trying to ride Caitlin Clark her wave now that she done blew up, and now you think you a fan or whatever you calling yourself. But yeah, you cooked on that one, big bro. Honestly, really.
Now, I feel you on that, man. You wasn't with me shooting in the gym. Come on now. Hey, Toodles. Hey, so that's our thoughts on WNBA playoffs. Let's move on because week 5 in college football, man, some great action that went down. What caught your eye week 5 of college football, bro?
Big bro, I don't know what it is about them Kentucky Wildcats, man. On all sport fronts, they are just a fighting team, man. And what was it, 2 weeks ago? They gave Georgia all they could handle and ended up losing by 1 point. And then I had Jackson Dart as my sleeper for the Heisman. I don't think Ole Miss was really on the map like that, but Jackson was pretty much impressive. I feel like as the duration of the season went on, he'll get a little bit more pressed, but not after that. Kentucky gonna have to get ranked eventually. They got Boise State in there. They're gonna have to put Kentucky in there off heart alone, not on record.
Nah, that's no doubt. It's funny that you mentioned that Kentucky and Ole Miss game because I've had this taken, and I'm curious to hear your response about it. Because obviously I'm a big fan of Deion Sanders, and obviously I'm pretty sure we'll talk about him in a second. But I love how the needle gets moved on how the narrative gets talked about him. But nobody talks about how flamboyant Lane Kiffin has always been, and he ain't won a damn thing. But he's just as loud and boisterous and confident as Prime is. He'll give his headlines. He'll give his little bulletin board material. But yeah, nobody treats him like they do Prime. I'm just throwing it out there. I mean, call me crazy, bro, if I am. I mean, you let me know if I'm crazy.
No, you cooking. And you know what it is, big bro? We got to address it. I mean, we can kind of do away with the racial stuff in some situations, but, the complexion of protection, man. If Prime was just 10 shades lighter, then he would just be a fiery Nick Saban-like coach, But, when you got the skin of our kin, then it's like, oh, no, you toxic. You tearing down the youth. Like, what? Prime all his career has promoted and been a great role model. Now, I don't agree with everything he say, of course, but I say 97% of the stuff that Prime says and does, he got meaning and purpose behind it. And, sometimes some folks don't like that. They don't like a strong-willed, may I say, black man promoting positivity and good fathership. I mean, not to even bring, Lonzo Ball and LaMelo Ball.
The Ball family. Yeah.
They did their best to demonize him, with both his sons on Max Deals right now. One of his sons, not so much, but everything he prophesied and envisioned for his kids before he had them came true. So not everybody agrees with that, and I think that's kind of what it is. Because I agree. I don't know how Lane Kiffin be getting all his sounds mic'd off. Even the coach at Oregon, I seen it last year in Oregon and Colorado. It's like, oh man. This dude pulled the cameras into the locker room. Y'all, okay, if Prime would have did that, you know what I mean? Hey, what's good, buddy? What's good, man?
What's going on, Ping Productions? Yeah, bro. I just had to throw that out there because I was like, I know I'm not crazy that Prime, he gets talked a lot different than what Lane Kiffin does, and I swear they just about in the same league on about the when it comes to just being loud and boisterous. I feel like they in the same league, but. It's just funny how the needle gets moved on that. But no, I will say this. Ole Miss, I feel like they do this every year with Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss. They'll get ranked. They'll start moving up the rankings, and then they drop the ball. And then next thing you know, by the time it comes to playoff time, they're nowhere near the playoffs. And now, I'm not saying they're out of the playoffs. Luckily for them, because it's 12 teams now, they still got time to get back in this thing. But if they don't make it to the playoffs, we got to start looking at Lane and be like, bro, you looking a little overrated, dog. You looking a little, like, it's cool that you be having these good recruiting classes, because he does. He recruits well.
Yeah.
But these early rankings don't always mature to late season top rankings. They usually lead to them, fighting for the Carmax Bowl or the Mayo Duke's Mayo Bowl. So I mean, I'm just saying, I'm just calling it what it is. At some point in time, Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss always end up playing in that no-name bowl that nobody gives a damn about. So I'm just saying.
You always gonna have those front-running coaches, big bro. It's all across the board. Some coaches are just good enough to get you there, and then you got the coaches that that we regard as the quote-unquote greatest of all times, or just great coaches. They get you over the hump. So, Lane just might be one of those front runners. He might be a good, like you said, recruiter, a good developmental coach, but you need a Nick Saban, a Kirby Smart if you want to get over the hill. So,
yeah. Oh, speaking of Kirby Smart, I'm glad you brought him up. For some reason, he got a demon with Alabama. They be getting on that boy's head, dog.
Man, this was his opportunity of a lifetime to plant his flag at the top.
Was it ever? Okay, so looking at that game, obviously first half, Alabama was dominating. It was beating the dog piss out of the dogs. All right, we'll give him that. Yeah. And so I love the fight that Georgia had. They came back, and then next thing you know, the last damn near 5 minutes of this game, they trading blows back and forth. And hey, cool. Yeah. So what does it say more about one of the other teams? Did you come out thinking some way differently that one team is feeling some way different about them? What was your outcome on your thought process on both of these teams after that game that got finished?
You know what, big brother? That was such a great game. I had so many emotions. I was tweeting during that game, like at the beginning, I'm like, Kirby Smart on the hot seat. I know that's crazy to say, but some coaches, like we were just talking about, some coaches, man, you're not marked by your wins and losses. Some coaches are in the realm of you're marked by the rivals you beat, and especially in the SEC. SEC is one of them. Is the NFL of college football. So every win for a SEC team versus another SEC team is bragging rights for a year. And so you had an opportunity with Nick, the Nick Saban era is over. I'm gonna say this. I'm very impressed with what Kalen DeBoer is doing, because this was their first real test. And man, he had his boys locked in. I'm talking about rookies, 2 rookies wearing number 2. Ryan Williams was thoroughly impressive.
Bro, oh my God.
Bro, and he got another 3-4 years of eligibility. He gonna be in the draft next year. I say he do his sophomore year, he gonna be in the draft.
Bro, oh my goodness. I've never seen a wide receiver like him, and I know I might be exaggerating, I might be a prisoner of the moment, but I think it's very impressive how Ryan Williams is 17, classified early so that he can be part of the team. And not only just be part of the team, but be a key piece of the team. Man. He's big part of why they won that game.
Yeah.
I mean, I never. When's the last time you seen a wide receiver so impressive like this in the NCAA? It's been a minute, bro. This guy's impressive at 17 years old, man.
A freshman too, bro. Like we could talk about some cats, but by the time we heard about Megatron out there in Georgia State, Georgia Tech. He was a junior, senior. He was already well into his collegiate career. But I can't think of anybody that made their name as a rookie, as a freshman in the biggest game. You know what I mean? On the conference. It's like, dude, you chose today. He a legend forever. He ain't gonna never pay for another drink in Alabama, man.
Oh, no. Matter of fact, he's not paying for a meal. Well, he can't drink because he's 17. He'll never pay for a Shirley Temple, and he'll never, extra grenadine, my Sprite, please, with extra cherries. Yes, hey, whatever you want, right? On the house, whatever. It's all good. He ain't got to worry about nothing, because it's one thing to be a part of the team. It's another to be like in that moment, facing that team, being a part of that team and actually like doing work. Like there's a difference. There's a huge difference. I'm very impressed with Ryan Rims. I'm pretty sure there are teams right now trying to look how far out it's going to take, what draft class he's going to be in, and they're already trying to find a way to make room cap wise and start tanking for him. I don't want my Chiefs to tank for him, but the way that our wide receiver room is looking right now, I got 3 Super Bowls in the last 5 years. I mean, if y'all want to go ahead and chill out and get ready for Ryan Williams, I got no issues. No issues.
I like that. It's same with Packer Nation. We just lost Christian Watson. I don't think we got an injury update, but it's the same thing. And I'm like, hey, by the time it's time to start paying all these dudes, Ryan should be coming out. Go ahead and let Wicks read, let them walk. And come on by, young man.
Somebody going to have to get sacrificed for Ryan Williams, bro. Hey, no doubt about it. Somebody got to get sacrificed for Ryan Williams. That dude's impressive. Hey, that was a big game. Obviously, I don't think Georgia losing, I don't think they slip out of the rankings too far down, because that was a very impressive way to come back. Now, if some of those voters want to knock them on their first half, I mean, I can understand you dropping them a few spots, probably because they was at 2. I can see them going to like maybe 9 or 10. Anything past playoff seeding, as in top 12, I still think they're a playoff team, regardless of that loss.
Well, the new AP poll, big bro, but they got them at 5. So I think that's fair. That's rightly, that's
I'm
fair.
I'm fine with that.
But I gotta say this about Georgia, all right? And we're gonna have to clip this one up, big bro. If they lose against Texas, now Texas is in the SEC now, but you can't let the new kid on the block come run your block. So if y'all don't knock off Texas, now I don't want to hear nothing else about Georgia. I don't care about all that. They ain't lost a regular season game. They like 40-3 the last 2-3 years. But if you let Texas, and if they got to run with Arch Manning, Quinn Ewers, I don't care. If you let Texas win, bro, it's over. I don't want to hear nothing else. And then y'all can get into the playoffs, but I just don't want to hear nothing else during the season until I see something else.
That's fair. I mean, because here's the thing: when we get down to these last few playoff rankings in this season, there's going to be some 2-loss teams that's going to be on the brink that might get in and then might get out. I think that's just what it comes down to when you expand it to 12 teams. Having 1-loss teams at this point is expected. I think that's fair to say. Now, when it comes to these 2-loss teams, that's when you're going to start having a debate. And I don't hate your take. I don't. But Texas got to worry about Oklahoma first, because they got the Red River shootout this upcoming weekend, and I'm not saying Oklahoma is that great of a team, but they're still ranked. Their defense doesn't look like a Big 12 team anymore. They look like they belong in the SEC, so I'll give Oklahoma that credit. They had a little a slight little hiccup in their offense this past weekend. I can't remember who they were playing. It was the SEC. Auburn. Yeah, they was. Yeah, it took a minute for their offense to wake up, and Auburn could have won that game if we're being real about it. But I don't think they had enough firepower in their offense. But if Texas gets past Oklahoma like I'm expecting them to do, because I think Texas is the better team, and I had this conversation with some people. I think Quinn Ewers gets his job back. This is a situation where I don't think he loses his job because of injury. And I understand who's the backup, Arch Manning, who's been playing phenomenal in relief of Quinn Ewers. But in a moment like this, playing Georgia, this ain't playing Mississippi State, this ain't playing University of Louisiana Monroe, this ain't playing UTSA, this ain't them. This is big boy draws situation. And so I could look at it 2 ways. I can look at it and say, hey, give the young buck a chance to sink or swim, which is in this situation, it definitely is a sink or swim situation dealing with Georgia. Or do I just stand pat with Quinn Ewers, who I know who can go down, who's beaten Alabama in Tuscaloosa, who's gone down and beaten the week 1 game that they had this week. Who did they beat week 1?
Texas?
Yeah, it's escaping my mind. But he's gone down. He's gone down to other people's houses and beat them in their house. Some big time programs. So I would lean towards more Quinn Ewers getting that start, just because he's been in hot, seat situations, tough situations. And we also got to put in this into account, Tom. There's a reason why Arch Manning hasn't started besides of the injury. Quinn Ewers has been that good that Arch Manning has been collecting his NIL money, which is a big check, on the sideline. He's been collecting a big check on the sideline. That has to speak volumes for something. We can't sit here and act like Quinn Ewers is trash. I don't think that's the case. What's your thinking? What direction would you go if they were to get past Oklahoma, and then you got big bad Georgia on the schedule, and a desperate Georgia at that, because they got one loss. They can't lose no more.
I'm right there with you, Big Bro. And now here's the kicker. Quinn Ewers was the number one prospect to win the Heisman this year. So you can't have a Heisman candidate playing no backup because at this point, if Arch is the starter, then it's a popularity contest. You know what I mean? And Arch he got the name, he got the family, all that. The man is our royalty in the football world, especially in the quarterback realm. But at this point, you said a mouthful. Arch is a reason they had an off season. They know that Quinn Ewers is the best guy for the job. So yeah, I'm putting Quinn back in, especially if all the marbles on the table. You got these big SEC games coming up, OU, Georgia, and so forth, so on. You want to actually make your mark as well. First year in the SEC, you want to make your mark in the college football. First year in the 12 team format. It's a lot on the line, So, but I will say this too, just as a on the other side of the coin. If Quinn Ewers wanted to chill, because he in the NFL already, so barring no injuries and all that, if Quinn Ewers wanted to chill, I'm like, all right, I'm a top 10 pick. If I never play another college game again, let Arch go out there and have his fun. But there is that. It's kind of like a two sides to a good coin. You know what I mean? Whichever way. But if I'm the coach, I'm going with Quinn.
Yeah, no doubt. What team out there that you think in the college football world has thoroughly impressed you that you think nobody is talking about right now?
Bro, this is crazy because now I don't know if you knew. I think we kind of chatted it up last year. I remember being on the stream with you, and y'all boys was cooking on some college sports. So this is my rookie year of covering college football. I'm a little bit more adept with college basketball, so I'm going for the Rookie of the Year award. Personally. But I'm gonna say this. As a guy that's on the outside looking in, maybe I don't have all of the knowledge that I need right now. Every time I think I got an answer, these dudes switch up. Like the college football just switch up the question. Here I am over here front running. The U is back. These dudes barely win. After doing all that yickety yakking to the Florida recruits, y'all out here fighting tooth and nail against Virginia Tech, which I think is ACC, right? Like,
yeah. Well, to be fair, I think Virginia Tech, their program is starting to get built up a little bit better, because they've always had this little moniker that they were actually a good team. And that there points in time, especially in my childhood, Virginia Tech, you're talking about especially Michael Vick days, and there were some days after it where they actually had some squads that were pretty damn good. They never really got to the mountaintop, but they were fielding some good teams. And last few years, they've been having some down times. I think most college football fans can admit that Virginia Tech hasn't been the same program. I think the U kind of went through the same thing, but I think Miami, they are definitely a better squad. What I think it was, that looked like a game where I thought they were bullshitting and playing with their food, and it almost bit them.
That's the thing. And I agree with it. It's like, okay, yes, VT is going to keep a good program, keep some. But y'all the U. Y'all got on paper, you're the better team. And again, y'all running around talking about the U is back. Now, if you was humble about it, y'all were just winning and just moving forward, then cool. But I didn't see multiple clips, and especially the one that went the most viral when they was talking crazy to the Florida recruits.
Yes.
Like, you can't do this front running, man. I'm sorry. I don't like that front running. We from the era of Big Bro is act like you've been there before. Have some class, whether you win or lose. The new era is all about, all right, we won one game, we here, and it's like living in the moment too much. But But overall, I would have told you Georgia last week because I've been petitioning for Georgia. I thought it was kind of crazy that they didn't get a chance to three-peat last week. But every time I think I got the answer, B-Rod, that's my take. Every time I think I got an answer, college football, switch the questions. I'm like, what class am I in?
I will also say this. I've seen a good amount of different schools, different conferences and whatnot. Michigan got smart with the quarterback change. That it looks like their offense is starting to click. I will say, dare I say, slightly more explosive. Yes.
Slightly.
Yeah, slightly. Ohio, that was who Texas beat. Michigan. It slipped out of my mind.
That's right. They went into their house.
Went into their house. Hey, that's why I'm rocking with Quinn. He can go in front of 100,000 people and say, he can do it. He can do it. Ohio State, obviously, they're doing their thing. I'm still waiting for them to actually play somebody worth a damn so I can really measure up to see what they really are.
Yes.
I'm just saying, stop. Stop patty caking the front load of your schedule, bro. I'm just saying, that's what I can respect about Texas right now. They earned their number one ranking by beating another ranked team in week 1 in their house in front of 100,000 people. I can respect that. I can respect an Alabama, although it was a home game, beating a Georgia into the top 5, ranking teams versus each other in week 5. I can respect that. I can't respect a top 5 team keep beating on Ohio Tech and the conventional schools that market and pretty much childcare and shit in week 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. What are we doing with Ohio State? And
Alabama Crimson Community College.
You feel me? What are we doing? Like you want me to get hyped that you just beat the community college in Ohio Valley? What?
Fact.
What are we doing? And here's where it always bites Ryan Day in the ass. Because Ryan Day always comes up with a top 5 recruiting class every year. More times than not, he has the top recruiting class every year. Mm-hmm. And you can't get past Michigan. And because they're your roadblock every year, you can't win your Big Ten. You can't win your conference. And because you can't win your big conference, you're not an automatic to get into the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And here's the thing. He's been doing this for the last 3-4 years, can't get past Michigan, and all this has happened to him. I think he's on the hottest seat in all of college football. I don't care if you keep getting these top recruiting classes.
Yeah. I gotta go with Brian Kelly, big bro, LSU.
Oh, talk about it.
I'm going with Brian Kelly, and you're talking about prestigious SEC. You supposed to be top dog. Woo. I got Ryan Day 1B, but Brian Kelly 1A. And he's squeaking by beating the community colleges too. But every time LSU match up with another big dog, Brian Kelly we got to do better next week. Nah, brother, you got to get on that hot seat or get up out of here. We got to get somebody that's gonna get the job done. And I lived in East Texas, big bro. It's crazy out there how serious LSU football. There's folks in Texas that roll with some of that LSU program. So you can't be fumbling and tumbling that football.
Oh yeah, East Texas is right there by the boot. They ain't playing. They are, and I knew it was going to be an issue the moment they hired Brian Kelly, because I don't know if you saw his first time he talked on the mic, and he was at the LSU basketball game. So remind you, this dude's from up north. He's from the Jersey, New York area. He's a northerner. He tried to add this old bullshit ass Cajun accent. My family is so happy to be. I said, oh Lord, this man's putting on the show. I said, this is what you wanted. This is what you wanted. You sure? About to let you down. And sure enough, Joker ain't done a damn thing for them boys yet, man.
Ryan, to your point though, Ryan Day, you can't play around with Ohio State, especially. You got to get past Michigan. You could probably lose every other game, but you got to beat Michigan.
We got to beat them. Yeah.
It's just one of them kind of rivalries, and
Yeah, they take it that deep, bro. They take it that deep. They do. Let's move on to some NFL action. We'll definitely recap some week 4, and then before we get up out of here, as we got about 20 minutes left in the show. We'll make sure we preview our Monday night doubleheader. But man, give me a disappointing team in week 4 between Thursday and Sunday's action that absolutely disappointed you, dog.
You know, I could go with a couple teams, big bro, but I'm gonna go with the Saints, man. You know, and I hate to even say that because I'm gonna just say like this. I had a homie, and I talked about this a little early on my live stream. A good friend of mine. He was a diehard. He passed away. You know, rest in peace to my boy Chris. But he was a diehard Saints fan, and he told me this specifically: either the Saints play like the New Orleans Saints, or they play like the New Orleans Aints. And we got a perfect even 4 games of 2 games where them boys put up 40 plus on the Cowboys, and albeit the Carolina Panthers, but still, you know, the high octane offense. And these last 2 games versus the Philadelphia Eagles, and a little bit with the excuse me, well, actually, that Atlanta defense, they locked it down. You know, they wasn't supposed to win that game. They still could have eked out the win. But as far, I don't know if I want to say disappointment, but just as far as a team that started off hot and has cooled down immediately, my New Orleans Saints for me.
No, I definitely concur with everything you just said right there, because I don't know what's happened over the last 2 weeks. Well, I will say this. So obviously the Panthers, I think the Panthers still are trash. I don't care what they try to sell you with Andy Dalton at the starting job, which in my opinion, I still think he wasn't calling the same offensive, you know, with Bryce Young and that's another story. I'll have that one. Yeah. Oh, come on, dog. You can't believe. Ain't no way that Bryce Young all his life has been the man, and all of a sudden he gets with you and he just trash. Now I know he wasn't playing good. I know he wasn't. But damn it, we ain't gonna act like everything is all sunshine and flowers around this guy. Because come on, and ain't no way that all of a sudden Andy Dalton just resurrected his career. We're gonna beat the Raiders and we're gonna give the Bengals a fight. On the break. I ain't buying
sound good.
Yeah, you shit sound real good, but nah, ain't gonna fool me. No, but I definitely understand what you're talking about with the Saints because I don't know what it was. Vic Fangio, I guess, found the perfect, I guess, scheme to slow down Alvin Kamara. It definitely make David Carr look like a Carr brother. You know. And
used car.
Yeah. No, straight up. Because the fact of the matter is I think I had a take last week after the Eagles beat them. I was like, people are going to look at that tape and see what Vic Fangio did, and don't be surprised they start recreating it. I mean, it's just a copycat league in the NFL. You're going to see what that certain team did to slow them down, and the Falcons, who I believe, you know, is actually a good team. And I did call them my sleeper team of the NFL. I still believe in them. I still think that, unfortunately, they're going to start falling for that guy they drafted at 8th overall. I think they're going to still call for him. I'm not saying Kirk Cousins has been pitiful. That's not what I'm saying. But for the money that they gave him,
yeah,
I don't think he's like balled out. He's been all right. You know, I don't think he's done enough to, you know, keep off the Penix collection and tell him not to root for Michael Penix to get a starting job. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So,
and that was a good win against the Saints because you got to beat your division rival. So I think he gave himself another week or two, you know. But yeah, he got about 1 or 2 games because we already seen him lay an egg a couple times. So with that first week against the Steelers, they didn't even score a touchdown. I'm like, hey brother, I ain't paying you $100 million for 10 points. Arthur Blank looking for a receipt.
Hey man, what's a return policy on this? Hey, he thought he was at Home Depot in his joint that he run. Hey, what's a return policy on quarterback? Nah, bro. You gonna say he dry? You on the hook for that, pimp?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Nah, no doubt. An NFL team that disappointed me. Oh man. I'm kind of like you. There's a couple of teams that just been playing some disappointing ball so far. But in week 4, for sure, I know I know they won. But I just gotta say it, man. I'm slightly disappointed in the Cowboys, but I shouldn't be. And the reason why it is because we see this so many times. We see it every year. They get all the hype, they get all the publicity, and especially from their delusional fan base. And it's been happening so much. I think I'm falling for this situation right here and feeling sorry for them and disappointed in them is because y'all made the Giants look like a competent football team on Thursday. What the hell was that? I lost money on y'all sons of bitches because I'm damn sure this is about to be a 40-10 type of game.
Easy.
Oh, I thought I was making easy money. I'm talking about, dog. I put all my parlays. I said, oh, and that I know they ain't been running the ball well, but that Zeke about to at least get 25 apiece. Zeke about to eclipse 50. Y'all, he about to do his thing. Oh man, CeeDee Lamb about to get 150, 2 TDs. I'm putting up. I'm going to over on just about everything I put on the parlay, man. I did like a five leg parlay, and I'm watching that game. I said, "You sorry sons of bitches, man."
That's because Dan Quinn took all of the schematics, and that defense went from top 5 to top 25. They are exactly the 25th best defense in the league, and I don't understand. I don't get it. Now they got all these injuries. It ain't gonna get no better from here.
That's a good point right there. Micah Parsons is gonna be out for a few weeks. DeMarcus Lawrence gonna be out for multiple weeks. His sounds more severe than Micah's. And yeah, no, you bring up a good point. Their defense is going to look a lot different. Give me
interject real quick, but Trayvon Diggs got banged up that game too. So
I forgot about that. No. So they're missing pieces all on their whole offense. That's going to be a little bit rough for them. Great point, my brother. Guy, give me a team that impressed you in Week 4.
Who knew that Sam Darnold had a damn Superman cape in his locker somewhere, big bro? And I'm like, hey, I'm Pack Nation to the day I get up out of here. Man, this man came out the gate lighting us up. When I ain't talking about no Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson got his in, but he was a little bit more down the line third quarter-ish. But Sam Darnold, bruh, and the Minnesota Vikings losing J.J. McCarthy. After a minute, we talk a little bit about Michigan. They had their whole, organization centered around that young man. He went down, preseason injury. And Sam Darnold said, I got you, gang. I got you. Yeah, looking like 2023 Brock Purdy. But just because I had a front row seat to that annihilation that they put on my Packers. And then we did the whole Georgia thing. We made a bit of a run to come back and make it look good. But that game was not close. And I don't know what to tell you. Now, and I want to say this. We are down Jair Alexander and that kid Carrington. But no way in the world you're supposed to get your doors blown off by the Minnesota Vikings, me personally.
Nah, no cap. That somebody would have called me. I'd have called somebody crazy if they had told me Week 4 that we're looking at a 4-0 Minnesota Vikings team. I'd have been like, shut the fuck up, bro. You tripping?
Put some money on that.
Yeah, you on some Sherm. You on that wet. You tripping like a mug. Like, come on, stop. Hey, whose leg you trying to pull? I'm like, hey, you on that crank, bro. Stop. And here they are. And the crazy thing is, Sam Darnold's been playing good football. He's minimizing turnovers. I know he's had a few interceptions on the stat sheet, and that's understandable. I mean, what quarterbacks want to go without turnovers? But compared to what the narrative was about his career, he was injury prone and turnover prone. He's minimized the turnovers. He's maximized on his production. It definitely helps when he has weapons like a Justin Jefferson. Jordan Addison as a solid complementary piece. I know you're a Packers fan. Y'all said, hey, Aaron Jones, get the hell out of here. We'll take Josh Jacobs. But there's a little bit left in Aaron Jones. There's a little bit left in his tank. And so he has complementary pieces. And he's getting complimented by his defense. His defense is, come on. Yeah. Hey, I've asked a couple of people and they shot me down quick, but I'm just going to say this. How do you not put Brian Flores' name in coaching, in conversation at the end of the season. He's the hottest coordinator right now.
Yeah, no, I agree. Right now, this was a signature win for him. I think he's gonna get a little bit more attention now. I think everybody was kind of waiting to see, if they could beat somebody decent, but they did. They beat the. Did they get the 49ers at the first week one? I think they beat the Niners.
They beat the 49ers week 2. They beat the Texans week 3, and then they just beat Green Bay. So I think 3 solid wins straight back to back. So
yeah, you're gonna get some looks now because like I say, I'm a believer. I'm about to take this Aaron Rodgers jersey down, go and get that Sam Darnold, John. Vikings for life. You beat up my team like that, bro. If you can't beat them, join them.
My man going straight KD route on him. He's like, nah, man, I'm gonna rock with this guy. Okay.
Hey. You've seen it before. We've seen this movie before.
Hey, won't be the last time we've seen it in sports. It won't be the last time. Hey, I just gotta say this one time, and I said it last Monday. Now, last Monday, I would have sounded like a prisoner of the moment just because it just happened. I don't think so now. Hey, we got to start looking at the Washington Commanders a little bit different.
Good point.
You just got to Jaden Daniels, I thought was the most polished quarterback coming into the draft, even over Caleb Williams. I know Caleb Williams had the popularity. I've never been a big fan of Caleb Williams, and this is why. Jaden Daniels, the only knock that I had against him was him learning to protect himself. Slide, don't take the unnecessary hits. And it's starting to look like he's starting to figure that out. Starting to slide a little bit more, not take the unnecessary hits, especially some of those hits he was taking when he was at LSU. I'm like, bro, you trying to kill yourself? Like, what are you doing? No doubt. He just finally threw his first interception, but for the most part, still 26 to 30 is very efficient. I mean, the guy's efficient. The yards may not be crazy, but he's doing enough and he's definitely utilized Scary Terry. Hey, I got a dog out there in Terry McLaurin. Let me use him. The running game is going, and he's included in that. He's getting his carries. Obviously, he's not doing 14, 15 carries like Lamar Jackson, but his 7 to 8 carries makes the difference on how you defend that defense or defend that offense on defense. So I just think at some point in time, got to start looking towards the Commanders' way. And one thing that scared me about them was their defense. And I know it was the Cardinals yesterday, but if the defense finally started showing up and showing that, hey, y'all jokers ain't gonna have all the fun on offense. It's time for us to have some of this fun. So they chipped in on that for sure. But no, I would say watch out for Washington Commanders. Now, this week, you don't sound so much like a prisoner of the moment. You're kind of looking like, okay, well, maybe we should start looking at these guys. It's just 2 great victories on the road by a rookie quarterback and his squad in 6 days. That's no matter who the competition is. That is very hard to do in the NFL. So let's preview Titans and Dolphins and Seahawks and Lions. Monday Night Football action. We got double dip tonight, Brody. So first up, Titans, Dolphins. How you feeling about this game and who you rolling with, man?
And this gonna probably be another ugly. I don't know. I say this though, as far as my fantasy football, I need Devon A. Chain to have the game of his life. I need this man.
He said, I don't care how this go, but hey, you personally,
hey, look here, me, bro. And I was punching air. I've been punching air after that San Francisco 49ers game because I think we chopped it up a little bit behind the scenes about Brandon Ayuk. This dude, man, he sat up here whining and crying for a contract and out here playing like a straight, but getting outplayed by the 6th option in that offense. If you put everybody healthy, so
no, big facts. I agree with you.
But as far as tonight's events, I think the Titans could sneak one. The Titans have probably been the most impressive team in all of football right now. They don't really have anything going on for themselves. But at the same time, the Dolphins are banged up as well. They don't even know if I know they lost Tua, but they also don't even know if Skylar Thompson is going to be available. They're backup. So they might be third stringing it tonight. And, as far as these last 2 weeks, I think Tua's been out. They've been looking. We ain't heard nothing from the Dolphins. I always be like that. I don't even know if they won, lost. I don't even know if they played. But at the same time, who did they have? The Bills last week? And that was during the Tua game.
That was week 2 to the Bills. They lost that one, and then Seahawks they went up to Seattle and got dog walked.
That's right. Yeah, Devon Chain laid an egg on me. So yeah, as far as it might be a little bit easier. Maybe this could be an ugly game. You know how it goes sometimes with 2 banged up teams, 2 of the lower class teams right now. But I'm gonna take the Titans on this. Price week this out.
No, I'm actually feeling the same sentiments you are. I think the Titans get this dub. For some reason, all you fantasy owners who got Tyreek and Jalen Waddle, I've been seeing them dumping them. I'm like, you're dumping Jalen Waddle? You're thinking about dumping Tyreek Hill? They're like, bro, I'm getting no production because the quarterback is gone. And that's what happens, man. I don't care how great of a receiver you are. Sometimes, it helps when you have a quarterback that can get you the ball. And that's probably the thing that that is what they missed. They missed Tua's accuracy right now. They miss it, and it's hurting their numbers. I know both of them got the contract extensions before the season start. They better hope they happy they got that, because when it all else fails, you ain't gonna count on a lot of W's, but you can count a lot of George Washingtons in your bank account. I guess that's the only good thing that comes from that. Because
let me ask you real quick, do you think? And I'm pretty sure you didn't cover it on the late night shows, but do you think Tua should retire, or how you feeling about that? Because I think he should, man.
The human in me says he should, because I think you should have life after football. And he has 2 kids, he has a wife, and obviously me being married and having children, to me that's far more important than anything else. So I would, but at the same time, if he came back and played, I understand, because you've been playing this game all your life. He still is relatively young, 20, 25, 26 years old. And if he feels like, we've seen Teddy Bruschi come back from a stroke and play NFL football for 4 more years.
That's a good point.
We've seen Alex Smith come from literally losing his leg and play a couple more years. Mm-hmm. Now, playing with the head is one thing. That's something totally different. But still, the human in me says he should definitely hang it up. But I would understand if he went back, just because, he in his mind is telling his body, like, bro, we still can flame this month. We still can, and that itch for playing doesn't just go away because all these people are in your ear telling you you should retire at 25, 26 years old. So, whatever decision he makes, I think he needs to make it with his family, not based off of what the Dolphins want, not based off what the NFL wants and what fans want. It needs to be based off what him and his family want. And that's the best advice I could give him if he was to ever get his ears on this. But yeah, man, I see both sides of it. I would be fine whatever answer Tua comes up with, whether he decides to sit it down or continue to play. I can see both sides. So
I say, retire, because I got my bag. Toodles. What? Another concussion? Nah. Let me get this thing. Got my 30 M's. I'm gonna start some real estate.
I got some M's, man. I'm good. I'm straight, dog. Hey, and that was another thing coming into this season that I thought was very great for him, was that he got the contract. Because obviously 2 years ago he had the concussion issues. Last year he he played all 17 games and stayed healthy, and he played and he earned the contract. So I'm like, okay, well, y'all gave it to him. But I look at the Dolphins like, when you first started having the issues 2 years ago, you should have been looking for an insurance plan, and you never did. So now you're stuck with bum ass Skylar Thompson. Tim Boyle, who was your third string, he's not even starting. They're getting Tyler Huntley to start tonight. So that tells you about Tim Boyle. So yeah, Dolphins are not in a good position without Tua, regardless of who's back there or not. They need Tua. So Titans get this game, and they're desperate for a win too. So let's move on to Seahawks Lions before we get out of here. How you feeling about this game and who you're rolling with, Brody?
My Packers blood say don't ever choose the Lions, but look, I like what the Seahawks are doing. They got a bit of that Dan Quinn magic with Mike McDonald, a defensive-minded coach.
Yeah.
I think that Geno Smith is having a bit of a revitalization, although we always see a little joke from Geno every year, no matter where he's at. He have a couple good games for you, but I think the Detroit Lions, man, I'm gonna go with them because it's just too many weapons. They took a bit of a loss against the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers came back, got it out of the blood, but that don't really deter me. The Buccaneers have been impressing me this year, so I'm gonna go with the Lions. Just too many weapons over there, man.
That's fair. That's fair.
Aiden Hutchinson, excuse me, I've been meaning to sing the praises of Aiden Hutchinson, who is looking generational, and he remind me of Urlacher, Clay Matthews, that old school linebacker. I'm gonna hit you, come get you, and I'm gonna take the interception.
Hey man, no cap on that one. Aiden Hutchinson, he's been playing out of his mind lately. I don't know what he's on, but he on something else right now because he's been balling. Yeah, he's been doing his thing. I figure on that. This is actually a good matchup. I like this matchup right here. You got two teams that really I think can make some noise in the NFC, regardless of who wins this one. So obviously, this is to me, in my opinion, a playoff seeding type of game so early in the season. But I think both of these teams are going to be in the thick of things when you get closer to January. But I'm gonna roll with the Seahawks. I just love the momentum that they're on. Like you said, Geno's been playing better football than he did last year. He looked like the Geno 2 years ago when he was in Seattle, more clean with the football, more accurate football. And he's been getting that football around to Tyler Lockett, Jackson Smith-Njigba, and DK Metcalf. I think they're getting Kenneth Walker back tonight. I'm not 100% sure. So they're getting some pieces on that. But I also like what they're doing on defense. Like you said, McDonald has, he was a former coordinator for the Ravens. We know what they're known for is defense. And he's kind of been putting his fingerprint on their defense. So, yeah, I'm going to rock with the Seahawks tonight. But definitely a great matchup tonight. Definitely when that ends tonight, y'all tap in with myself. I'll be doing the late night hour show recapping both of those games because I'll be glued into them right here for sure. Hey, man, but you know what it is, man. Like I said, this is still ILW Sports Show, but on Mondays, due to some complications from the other crew, they won't be able to make it. But from here on out, until further notice, it'll be me and Tony the Savant. So make sure you tap in with ILW Sports Network for sure. On the YouTube channel, make sure you tap in with Tony the Savant, his YouTube channel. Congratulations, my brother, just passed 800 subscribers. Good business on that. Go ahead, drop the socials where the people can find you at, bro.
The firstborn is the YouTube, and thank you, big bro. Just putting in that work. It's Tony the Savant across the board, man. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. So just thank y'all, man, for the love and support, and appreciate you, big bro, for having me up. I look up to you, man. You keep doing your thing. I'm on your heels, man. I'm on your heels.
Nah. You ain't looking at me, dog. We seen each other eye to eye, bro. They just don't know the takeover is underway. They just don't know. they won't know it until we've taken it from them that the takeover really happened. So they'll understand shortly, my brother. But hey, man, great collaboration. This has been making in a long time. We finally got it to happen. So it's happening every Monday. Tap in right here, 5 p.m. Eastern Standing Time. And hey, you heard what the brother said. Y'all go ahead and tap in with all my socials right there, right next to my finger. You can tap in with me, Casey Rock Armar, on Twitter, all the ILW Sports Network, social media platforms is at the bottom. And hey, we'll see y'all next Monday. Well, Tony the Savant, ILW Sports Network, another episode. Peace and love. We out, y'all.
It's just different.